everybody, and welcome to another episode of Broad Topix. I'm your host, Kim Congdon, here with my co-host,
Alex Scarlato. What's up, everybody? Yay, here we are.
We're in this shit, and I can't wait to get started because the craziest shit just happened to me, and I'm so pissed. And
I love it. Nothing more in the world than when Kim comes in with a hot story.
And I have a good one, you guys. I don't know what to tell you, but this is what just happened to me.
Can I say that? Can I say what your hint was to me? Just because I've been living with this hint for like 10 minutes now, and it's all that I got.
Yeah, I started the podcast by being like, "Hey, I have this crazy story, but I can't tell you."
Yeah, and I was like, "Well, what happened? Like, what happened? No, don't even tell me. Whatever." I'm like, trying to resist, and Kim goes, "Well, all I'll say is I called the news."
I did. White girl Karen called the news.
What happened? You must tell me.
Okay, so my mom hits me up yesterday and she's like, "Hey, I'm going to go get an antibody test because we have access to them at our local hospital. There's a bunch of antibody tests to see since you came from New York if you already had it, because that'll make a huge difference in like, I guess people that have had it haven't gotten before or whoever knows." She's like, "Let's just see if you've had it, because then if you've had it, we're all going to get tested." And I was like, "Okay, that makes sense." So we go today to this hospital where I live. We show up, we pull up. In order to get the antibody test, you need to do the nasal swab first.
Okay.
So
Which I hear is terrible. I've been hearing that the nasal swab is very uncomfortable and shitty.
It was uncomfortable. It was shitty. It was like 5 seconds of being uncomfortable. So people just need to stop being pussies. Okay. It was like not even like terrible and shitty. It was just more than uncomfortable for 4 seconds.
It's like when you're a kid and you have to get like your finger pricked or something. Like
you can tell it's a lot of men saying this, because honestly, I would describe it as taking a dick that's an inch too big for 4 seconds. It's like, come on. It hurts, but come on.
Okay, fair enough.
Do you feel what I'm saying?
Totally. Yeah. You're like, okay, like I could do with less, but I'm alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even make a sound. My mom was like, "How did you not make a sound throughout that?" I was like, it was enough to just like, by the time I realized it was too much to handle, it was gone.
Okay. All right.
It's that quick.
So it's quick. It's not that bad.
But you do get that feeling of this is too much.
But that shit goes in deep. Like it feels like it's about to touch your brain maybe.
Yeah, I felt like it came up to right just under my eye.
Ew. Ooh, okay.
It was way up there. And at first, the first 2 seconds, I was like, this is nice. And then I was like, oh, that hurts. And it just kind of felt like if in deep inside your nose, you touched a spot that produced sore throat. Does that make sense? And then they tickled it with a swab.
Yes. They literally they gave a little like they booped your sinus basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
So we do that. And they're like, "Okay, now you have to go inside to get the antibody test. Blah, blah, blah. We have your name on the thing." So we go upstairs. We go to get the antibody test. It's me and my mom. We go into the doctor's room. We're sitting down. We go and sit down. And already when we walk in the waiting room, there's too many people in it. They're letting way too many people in at a time, and they're not moving at an appropriate pace, right? Okay. And I'm like, okay, this is so packed. So me and my mom stand outside of the room. Everyone's just in there in chairs in Florida, no gloves. They all have masks, but like nobody's wearing gloves. They're just sitting in chairs on their phones.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Casual. Like we're not in a hospital where everyone's testing for COVID-19.
Okay.
Right? So me and my mom are going there. We're like not touching anything. We're like looking down, and they're like, okay, next. So we go into this room. We go sit down. On the counter, I see a bunch of like plastic bags, which with what looks to be little plastic what do you call those things where you pinch them and then water goes in it? The ends are like a balloon, you pinch it, and a syringe.
Okay.
But it's like those plastic tubey ones that aren't like syringes. They're just
like that you would have like albuterol in for like an inhaler or something.
It's a tinger.
Yes.
A tinger? Yes. Oh my God, I never heard that word in my life.
Bobby, you're a genius. Okay, so we
Bobby, you're a fucking god. Like, wow.
So they have a bunch of those individually in bags, but they look like as if someone opened a box of them and spilled them on the counter. You know how doctors' offices, the rooms have sinks in them? It's like the counter next to the sink. It's like someone just dumped them out and they're just there. There's also an open bottle. It's like this clear white bottle. Don't pull it up yet, Bobby. And it is like, so what happens is when they do the antibody test, they prick your finger, they they suck the blood with that suction thing, and they put it almost on like a pregnancy test thing, but they have to put water on that thing before they put the blood in. Like they have to, I don't know if it's water, it's some sort of solution. And that solution bottle was sitting open on the counter. So I'm like, okay, this is all very lax. All right. The first thing I thought is this is all very lax for coronavirus. You would think that everything would be put in place in between every patient. So like the counters aren't, you know what I'm saying? Like me and my mom were left alone in this room. We could have touched any of the counters. I could have touched the top. I could have shoved that thing in my vagina and for the next person to use it.
It's like the difference between being like tidy and being clean. It's like right now at the hospital, not only being tidy is like, obviously fucking of course they should be
This wouldn't be okay if there was no corona.
Yeah. They're supposed to be perfectly like sterilely clean, and they're not even being tidy. Like they're 5 steps behind basically.
Right. So then she goes to do my mom's blood first, right? She puts on some gloves and she pricks my mom's finger with this pricker. First of all, I'm sitting on the hospital bed where they pull out the paper when she comes in, and she goes, do you mind? Can you go sit in the chair in the back? We're actually using this to lay our samples. And I go, okay. Like,
no, you were just sitting on it.
Yes. And I was like, okay. Yes.
The sample was just on it before I sat down.
Exactly. Why wouldn't that be the first thing you say when you come into the room?
Straight up. And I mean this, if I'm sitting on that already, don't even tell me that you're using it for samples. Just let it be. You already
just let it be.
Don't even tell me.
So I get off the thing and I sit in the chair. I'm like grossed the fuck out. So I sit down on the chair. And this is the bed that you sit on. You know, with the paper roller?
Yeah, the shitty paper roller that like
the paper doesn't even to sit when you walk into that room.
The paper doesn't even cover the whole chair. I've thought this as a child.
No,
the paper covers down this sliver of the middle of the chair, and I'm like, what the fuck is this doing?
It's really, and it tears right at your asshole. So why does it even matter?
Don't put any weight on it, please. If you put any weight on it, it will tear in half.
Do not get a twitch on that chair. They're gonna have to get a whole new damn paper. So she's like, can you sit over here? So I was like, okay, sure. So she starts doing my mom's, right? She pricks her finger with the thing, and she's trying to squeeze the like what she's trying to do is squeeze the finger so she gets a ball of blood that she can like suction and put in that little thing, right? And my mom's blood, she instantly goes, oh, you have runny blood. My mom's blood is like not even going into a ball. It's just like running, right? It's like almost, she called it watery. She's like, you have watery blood. It's not like thick. Okay. I don't know what she needs to change her diet or something.
I don't know why that's making me like really squeamish.
So then she's like working on my mom's finger multiple times. Does she have to squeeze this, do the syringe? It's a whole process for my mom, right? It's not like a second. She's like squeezing, trying to get enough because there's just not enough going in the tube because she can't get a thick enough blood. You know what I mean? So she's going through that whole process. She finally gets it in there. She takes the thing. She puts it very, very casually. She takes both the COVID tests and lays them on top of the papers that we personally brought in and printed, or like that we were given at the front desk, like our papers with our name and birthday on it. She places them on top of each of our, or places hers on top of her paper. Didn't even for sure ask who's who. Just assumed.
No. Well, so maybe by age, maybe the papers.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe by my age, but I don't think the bitch looked at it. I think she just like. I swear to God, I swear she just threw it.
She took your blood samples and she tossed them to the side on a vague pile.
So she finishes with my mom. She puts them on her papers, right? She puts the 2 tests on it because it's like 2 tests each or something like that. And then she comes over to me and she sits down and she reaches. She goes like this, and I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, let's do yours. And I go, aren't you going to change your gloves? Like I could physically see wet blood from my mom still on the glove.
No, your mom's watery blood was drying up on the fucking fingertips of her gloves.
And she goes, okay, yeah. And I go, well, don't you usually change gloves? And she goes, oh, we don't change gloves if it's like families or husbands and wives. And I was blood?
For blood?
For blood?
For blood?
For blood.
Bro, I don't sip from my mom's cup.
No questions of me or my mom's medical past on the paper. The paper literally said our day, our birthday, the date, our address, and our insurance, and that was it. And that's all she had in her hand. And I was like, how do you not know if my mom has something and you're going to pass it on to me, or vice versa?
What if my mother has the AIDS?
That's what I was like, you don't know? And she was like, oh yeah, we just typically do that for family. And I was like, okay, can you change your gloves? And she changed her gloves.
Well, AIDS is a family fucking disease.
It is. It's true. Yeah.
Between the family,
if you got the AIDS, your daddy got the AIDS. So then the bitch gets an attitude.
Oh no. What'd she say? First of all, can I ask? I'm picturing a little white girl that this is like a fucking annoying white girl that's doing this. I don't think race
I wouldn't
matters.
call her little or young. She was like 45.
So she's been a nurse for a while.
Been a nurse. And she let me know, by the way.
Okay. I was picturing this young girl who's clearly like, this is her first season actually working as a nurse, and she got hit with it real heavy. But it's in it. That's the only scenario where it's possibly like person to person, it's excusable, but the situation is not excusable.
Alex, I'm a pretty reasonable person most of the time. If she would have said, hey, oh my God, I'm so sorry, we're just so tired, I completely forgot, you're right, I would have been like, I totally understand, thank you so much for everything you're doing.
You guys are under a lot of pressure.
You guys are under, you know me, like I would have instantly said that. I wouldn't have been like, no, fuck you, that's insane. Like I would have been like, no, she's right.
What
like
are you, Karen?
Yeah, like I'm not, yo, Francis.
Oh, it's very nice of you to join us, Frank.
Hello, where have you been?
Where have you been?
He looks like he just woke up from a damn nap. Look at him. He's got sleep. Right. He still has when you get the marks on your cheeks, I could see his cheek is deflated on one side still from laying on it.
Straight pillowcase marks. And in other news, if you would like to apply to be our new producer, welcome to reach out.
Well, Francis, good morning and welcome to the pod. It's okay. It's quarantine. You can lose track of time every once in a while in this new world. Good morning. So, Francis, just to catch you up, we're talking about this incident I had recently. I tried to get a COVID test, and I ended up at a very dirty hospital. And this bitch did not change her gloves from when she took blood and got blood all over herself from my mother to me. And I was like, what else have you been doing that I haven't been watching? So then, I'm like, can you change your gloves? So then she gives us the test. She kind of gets an attitude and she leaves, right? And she's like, keep the door open. When she leaves, she says, keep the door open, which I was like, okay. She just doesn't want us to talk to each other. Now she's trying to control the situation.
Oh, she's trying to cut down communication. That's like a dictator. Like that's what people who want
a genius move, and it made me fear her a little. And it really set my walls up high because I was like, why can't we close the doors? So then I was like, all right. So she walks out of the room and me and my mom instantly look at each other and I go, that was crazy. Well, that's all I say. And she goes, that was crazy. And then I was like, okay, good. She knows that. Because then, in those moments where you're like, am I being extra right now?
Yes. I ask myself all the time. I can never tell if my thoughts and feelings are like truly warranted. But no, obviously you weren't being crazy.
Yeah. So then she walks out. And I'm starting to take a look around everything. I'm starting to just notice how like off everything is. Like the box where the little syringes came in were torn open, right? The top was just thrown into the sink, and then the box was kept in the sink. And then they were pulling it out of the box in the sink and putting them on the counters in piles. And it just seems off for a medical facility, right? This is how I treat my childhood bedroom, not a doctor's office. Like that's how I treat the bedroom I'm staying in when I don't care about cleaning it up.
Yeah. I get that. And also like nothing in a doctor's office, I feel like nothing should really be like going in the sink and then like coming out of the sink ever or before it's being I don't even understand what the sink is for. I feel like it's for rinsing your hands. Why are things going in the sink at the doctor's office? It's not fucking dirty dishes.
Literally, I posted it on my Instagram and someone wrote back like, oh, good. That's not a place where bacteria like grows. That's good.
The sink is the grossest fucking thing in the world. I don't know what to say. The bottom of the sink.
So me and my mom start talking shit to each other and we start kind of hyping each other up about how gross it is. And my mom was like, you know what? I'm going to say something. She was like, this is disgusting. She's like, we came here to try and be healthy and like get tests for ourselves to see if we have this thing. And now we're leaving having to feel dirtier. Because now at this point, this bitch took my blood
I mean,
she did. She took my blood. She did all this shit. I'm like, I don't know what's been going on here anymore.
Throughout this whole story, I hate to say it, but my first thought is like, I hope you didn't get coronavirus from the hospital, you know?
Right, which I probably did going there because of how chill they were. And this is why I called the news.
Okay, so
They pissed me off.
So you get
so she comes back in the room and my mom goes off. So
Okay.
now okay, let me show you where's my mask? I put my mask back on. I'm like this. When she comes back in the room, I'm like this.
Which also, like, that mask specifically makes you look like a fucking apocalyptic queen, like.
And I'm wearing these annoying pants, right?
Okay, I love the whole outfit. You look good.
So I just look obnoxious. I'm wearing this. She comes back in. My mom starts yelling at her. I'm like this, just watching. My mom's like, she was like, my mom's like, I have a question because you weren't going to switch gloves. And the lady's like, yeah. And she's like, why? My mom was like, why? She's like, well, like I told you, we normally switch gloves, but we don't do it for a husband and wife or mother and daughter. And my mom tried to explain it to her. Like, if one person has something, you can pass it on. Like, what have you been asking every family you've been doing this with? You could be getting people sick. And then my mom's like, I'm sorry. My mom was like, I'm sorry to keep asking you, but I work, because my mom worked in a dentist's office for years.
I like the way your mom's like, listen, I'm sorry to keep pushing the point, but the gloves, like, it just seems off to me. I'm
but
sorry.
Oh yeah. No, this isn't Bobby, can you pull up just the picture of the bottle, or does it have to be the whole thing?
No, I'll pull it up. Hold on.
And the sink, like all the pictures except for the video.
I love that you have to, this escalated because you had to pull your phone out and take a video. That's
me on the way. Okay, but go back. So that is how the sink was, which just seems off, right?
No.
The instructions are sticking out. It's just ripped open. Like, you would think that the way you're supposed to be treating coronavirus, don't you open everything, you clean it, it's like not in the boxes. It was off, right?
It also kind of looks like the employees there are just kind of like, yeah, we kind of wish there wasn't a sink here. We kind of ignore the fact that there's a sink here. Like,
right.
It would be, you know what I mean? Like,
why is no one washing their hands in this sink?
This sink
is my question.
Out of service entirely. They're like, fuck this.
Now, is there a zoom in option here? Let's see if we can get in there. See those little baggies? Uh-oh. It's all right. We're just selling them out. See those little baggies? Those are all the little syringes, right?
Oh, no.
Just individually placed out. Those are the things that they're going to take the blood out for people individually. Yeah, go next. Go to the bottle, Bobby. Let's see the bottle. Give me the bottle, Bobby. Look at the bottle.
It's got blood on it.
It has blood on it.
That's
and it was left. And look, there's no cap on it. It was on the counter like that when we walked in.
No, that's not even your mom's blood? What?
I don't know.
I want it to be your mom's blood so badly because, like, familiar blood's better than strange blood.
I hope to God it's my mom's blood, but it could be anybody's blood that's inside my body right now. I think I have to get an AIDS test now.
I mean, Florida hospitals just be spreading AIDS right now. I don't know what to say. That's crazy.
So that's an issue, right? So then my mom points all those things out and the girl starts getting an attitude. And my mom's like, I'm sorry, I've just worked at a dentist's office. And even we were more careful than this at the dentist, which is not even a hospital for corona. And the lady was like, well, I've been working in the medical field for 20 years. So yeah, I know.
No, like that makes it worse, actually.
Yeah,
like,
and then my mom said, so you should know to wear gloves or change gloves. And then she was like, well, you need to take it up with someone else. It's not me. This isn't even my room. And I was like, but you're in here.
Why are you tending to me then right now? What?
Yeah.
What's happening?
So then she's like, well, she was like, if you need to talk to somebody, our administrative, what did they call this motherfucker? They called him the
hospital, like administrator, basically.
Yeah. The general, whatever it was, the boss there.
He's like the principal of the hospital, basically.
Right. Have you seen Grey's Anatomy?
No, I've seen Nurse Jackie. They have.
Okay. Yes. What's her name in Nurse Jackie?
I don't know her name, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah. She run the hospital. That's it.
She run the hospital. So okay. So she's like, if you need to talk to someone, you can go out front. So then I go to the front office the administrative office. I was like, hey, is there like, can we talk to whoever's in charge of everyone? And the lady was like, the people at the front office were really nice. And she was like, yeah, she was like, what happened? I was like, I just have a question. When you guys are taking blood from patients, is it policy to change the gloves in between every patient? And they're like, absolutely. I was like, but what if their family? And the lady turned around and she was like, no, everybody needs to change their gloves in between everyone. She was very adamant about it. Their faces, when I even suggested it, they were disgusted.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird question for them too. Like, you're like, well, what about family? Can I like share a little blood with my mommy? Like,
right. Can me and mommy bleed together? And so then I'm like, okay, well, I just had a nurse that said that is policy, and that's why she wasn't going to switch gloves in between doing this. And I told them the whole story.
You were like, she had my mother's blood all over her hands, and she's trying to touch me with it. Basically.
I described the whole thing, right? And they're like, okay, let us get the doctor. So this sweet lady gets up from her front desk. By the way, she's not wearing masks or gloves. This is at a COVID-19 office. Not wearing mask or gloves. She's the front desk lady of the whole thing.
She's in the most danger in theory because even though the nurses
she sees
work,
everyone.
Yeah, the nurses work closely with people, but this lady sees every single person, like, and talks to them.
So she's not even doing the right thing. So she comes out and she goes up to the doctor, and the doctor's walking someone else, the head guy, right? The boss guy. And he's walking another patient out, and she goes, doctor, I have a family over here. And he goes like this, stop, move away from me. And she like backs up and moves away from him and goes and sits down. And she's like, he'll be right with you. And he's like an asshole already in front of us. And then he walks by us, sees us standing there, and he goes, are those the ones that have the issue? And the other lady was like, yeah, they want to talk to you. He's like, put him in the back room. And then he goes to the nurse and he goes, you keep doing your job. And I'm like, this is already a problem.
Ooh.
This is
the one
already
reason the lady is just being fucking berated,
abused,
and shat on.
And you could tell it was everyone at the front desk was like terrified because they were like, he'll be right over. They were like, like flinching when he walked by and shit. Like I was like, this guy fucks and hits them.
Yeah, like the fucking hierarchy of hospital staff is interesting.
You can
from
already
the
see in their eyes, they're going like, their eyes were screaming, call OSHA.
Oh God.
Like they were saying like, we're stuck, please do something about him. He's a monster. You could tell, you know, I've had that boss and you could just see the helplessness in their eyes.
Okay.
So then the doctor, he goes, I'll be right with you folks, but I have to take care of a few patients before. And I go, no, I need to talk to you before you take care of more patients because it's actually a health issue in your doctor's office. And then we can play the video. This is literally right after I said that. If we want to play the video with audio.
I'm excited.
Okay. Well, as a medical director, are you guys supposed to
go out, leave now?
Okay, I have a question. Are you guys supposed to switch gloves in between?
I'm going to ask you to go to administration now.
Do you have any answer
voice your
for that?
concerns. I'm not going to answer you here. Okay, please go to administration.
I know. I've already seen the way you talk to your own employees, so
Good.
you're not going to
either call administration or we'll call the police. Which would you prefer?
I don't care what you do.
Okay, we'll call the police. Yeah. This is ridiculous.
You're ridiculous, and your place is dirty. Okay. She's not wearing a mask. She didn't even change her. This man did not.
Oh, that was dramatic, Kim.
Was that not juicy as fuck? And I called. Did the news hit me back yet? I've been tweeting the news stations. Oh,
that was so good. First of all, I like the way you're handling yourself there. Can I just clap for you really quick? That is not a Karen, okay? A Karen is somebody whose fucking only concern is themselves. You are out there fucking being worried about every person in that hospital.
I am. That's disgusting. You're going to make people sick. You're going to make people sicker. That's a fact. If you're sharing blood, you're going to do worse than telling me I don't have corona. Then they told me I don't have it. And I'm like, why am I here? Why am I here? Exposing myself to hepatitis.
What did the doctor look like? Was he one of these?
Not that my mom has hepatitis, but you know what I mean. My mom's going to be like, what the fuck, dude?
Is this doctor good looking? He sounds like he has too much confidence. He sounds like a good looking rich dude.
I have his picture.
Oh, can we do that?
I don't know.
Bobby, I don't know either.
Look up the law.
I would veer away from that.
Okay. But his name.
I don't know if we should do that either.
We already might have to blur the phone number and stuff in your video there.
His name rhymes with brag.
That's fine.
Wait, is he was he good looking? You have to answer.
No,
he sounds
he was old and fucking annoying. He was old and short.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wow, the confidence on doctors, like, holy shit.
I like that Bobby just right now. Oh, Bobby, I don't follow you. How? I think someone unfollowed, or somehow I got unfollowed you. Bobby just now liked my tweet where I DM'd my News 13. I tweeted them and said DM for a story, and Bobby liked it. I'm being hella dramatic. I'm calling all the news stations tomorrow.
I mean, I get that. The news stations are probably going to eat it up. They obviously love fucking coronavirus scary news.
Oh, I called them. They're like, can we use your name in this? I was like, put my picture in it. I'll send you a headshot.
I'll send you a headshot and a minute clip from my stand-up special.
Oh, I'm going to talk about this on my podcast if you'd like to feature it. But no, it's true. I'm fucking pissed. It's disgusting. And then he kicked us out. And when he kicked us out into the waiting room, when you heard him going, ow, ow, before I called the police, there was a cop in the waiting room.
Did you like kind of nod over to the cop and be like, hey man,
I know he was trying to get he was like, the police are right here. And I was like, I don't care. This is dirty. You shouldn't be doing this. And the cop, when he was like saying like, the police are right here, the cop went just like, I don't care.
Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah.
Now.
He went like this. He went like, it was like when a parent goes like, both of you. I was like, is anyone alive in here spiritually?
Like, I'm not physically one of the staff members of this hospital. You can't fucking talk to me like that.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God. That clip is juicy, Kim.
You want to play it again? I want to hear the audio again.
I want to hear
Get out! Get out!
he was so mad. That was like a real like internet clip of like people pissed off. You don't usually get that firsthand, you know?
And he is what did I call him? That's what he called himself. The medical administrator.
Can we play it again?
Can we play it again? I want to hear myself be your hero again. Bobby, I am my Twitter.
I'm the medical director. Are you
medical director?
Leave now.
Okay, I have a question. Are you guys supposed to switch gloves in between?
I'm going to ask you to go to administration now.
Do you have any answer for that?
Concerns. I'm not going to answer you here. Okay, please go to administration.
I know. I've already seen the way you talk to your own employees, so you're not going to
either call administration or we'll call the police. Which would you prefer?
I don't care what you do.
Okay, call the police. Yeah. This is ridiculous.
You're ridiculous, and your place is dirty. Okay. She's not wearing a mask. She didn't even change her. This man did not.
He didn't answer one of your questions. Did they physically escort you out? Did
they
grab you at all?
They basically huddled until they pushed us out.
They moved you forward with space between you, basically. Like, yeah. Oof.
I should have started
the
coughing.
Anger. Did calling the news make you feel better?
Yeah.
Good.
I called the news. I emailed the news. I called Fox 13. I called Fox. I called all the newses, including Fox. I was like, these motherfuckers eat it up. I'm like, I don't even think the testing's real there. Because they said I didn't have it. I was like, bitch, I do.
I don't even think the testing's real.
I was like, I can't tell you.
Fucking charade.
I was like, there's no way I didn't have corona. I don't know what to tell you.
That's that's unbelievable. And
it's unbelievable that I didn't have it. And it's unbelievable that there's blood everywhere where I got tested.
It's like, to me, if you're a nurse who just got caught not changing your gloves, you just got to be fucking cool about it. You know,
like, you just have to own up. But the fact that she said that that's what she does for families is disturbing.
I mean,
every single person that's related has shared blood that has gone to that hospital. Isn't that insane?
It's actually unfathomable. Like, what?
That is a medical emergency. That's a war on the people. I don't know what to say. That is, when I contacted the news, it was like, how urgent is this? I was like, this is something happening now that needs to be fixed tonight. This is an issue.
It's so sad, the idea that the news in Florida might be like, there's no gator involved. We don't want it.
They're like, it's just a little blood. Throw some dirt in it.
Florida news is always like, some dude brought a fucking wild animal to the gas station and it fucking destroyed the place or something.
I've already almost stepped on 2 snakes and I've been here for a month and a half.
What?
That's too many snakes for a month and a half. 2 is too many. Is 2 not too many?
I'm glad we don't have snakes here. I'm really happy that we have
2
no
is too many in a month and a half. Stepped on them.
I'm okay with like if I go to Florida, I want to step on 1 snake every 6 months tops.
You ever step on a toad and hear it underneath your foot?
No, but I have stepped on one of them. They're little lizards with a little flip flop on. I had the flip flop on, not the lizard.
And lizard with a flip flop on.
And man, did I feel that little baby boy crunch beneath me, and I screamed so hard, and I was so sad.
Oh God!
It was such an accident. I was in the fucking happiest place on earth, Disney World. Of course.
That's not where you want to step on a lizard in flip flops.
I caused such a fucking scene, bro, that like everybody, like fucking cast members had to come over to me and be like, "Hey, are you okay? Like, we need to not be causing a scene on the Disney grounds."
Right.
And I was like, "I fucking killed it! I killed it!"
Fuck. Yeah. So it's a pretty dramatic day.
That's really dramatic.
Now I don't know what else to do. I'm like, this is my problem. This is where my personal issues come in. In my head, it wasn't enough. I need them to pay more. And I can't let
that. I would want that doctor to fucking lose everything.
Me too.
I want him out.
How dare he kick me? How dare he kick me out of somewhere?
You know, it would be a good punishment for him. Like not even kicking him out of the hospital. Like he still gets to work as a doctor there, but he's no longer the director, and he just has to work under a much younger doctor.
And they have to call him Dr. Kim, named after the person who made him not a director.
I really like that. I like that little clause you added at the end. You're very creative. Oh, shit. I feel like I've been running out of things to think about because this morning I had the thought, I was thinking about Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
And it just dawned on me that like, if Ken isn't gay, he should be. Like, I never could picture Barbie and Ken as a couple. I could always picture Barbie, like Ken as Barbie's gay best friend.
Well, everybody knows Barbie was a lesbian. Also.
I didn't know that, but then I got to thinking like, LGBTQ like culture is so popular right now, and it's like such a thing. Like, I think that the Barbie company would benefit by having Ken come out. Like, I think they should out Ken. They should be like, Ken could be a gay icon.
They should out him for sure.
Yeah, don't you feel like Ken could be like such a gay icon if they just like out him, and then like so many gay people would be like buying Ken dolls, and he'd
all
be
the
like,
gay boys would buy all the Ken dolls,
right? Like
it would really open it up. You're right. It would open up a new market for Mattel.
Like, I'm thinking like TikTok culture. Like, I could just see people eating Ken up as like the biggest gay icon ever.
He would be the James Charles of Barbie,
right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I see no reason for the Barbie company not to go ahead and do this. We all know it. I don't know why he's closeted. It's like 2020. Everybody's living their truth these days. Like, what the fuck's up with Ken, you know?
It's like, we know Ken.
Like, we've known from day one, nobody takes care of themselves like that if you're not trying to attract a man. I don't know.
He wears thigh highs with neon colors.
And he always looking good. He's always looking as good as Barbie.
He looks
like,
so
who
good.
Looks as good as Barbie. Nobody.
Straight men would never.
A straight man? No. A straight man cannot stand next to Barbie and look like the same doll.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
Barbie's married to G.I. Joe. We all know it. Something like that. I don't know. Some fucking manly, like a He-Man or something like that.
No, you know who Barbie would fuck?
Who?
Stretch Armstrong. She'd go old school.
You think so? Honestly, I feel like
Barbie, you ever seen Stretch?
You know how like Barbie has all these different sides? I feel like she gets around. Like, I feel like she'd probably fuck Woody and Buzz Lightyear at the same time.
Is there a Barbie porn where she just fucks all the people like Lisa and Ken? There has to be a whole Barbie.
What? Oh wait, no,
that's the dog.
She's the baby. No, Skipper is Barbie's younger sister.
Oh, there's probably a porn for that too. Oh, Skipper, you're changing? I guess I have to get out of here, Skipper. No, Barbie, stay. All right, Skipper. We'll see about that.
That one's illegal because Skipper's like 14.
Skipper, your boobs are looking real nice. What are those, A's?
Skipper, your titties are coming in.
Thanks, Barbie.
Let's tongue kiss.
I found a porn where people are actually using the dolls to fuck each other.
Show us right now.
Can we watch that?
Yeah, 1 second.
Pull it the fuck up.
Yeah, I see Barbie fucking just every toy in the chest, bro.
Oh my God. My family's
The
alone.
noise.
Is this real? Oh, that's a threesome Barbie. Who's that? Tan? That's not Ken.
Did they blackface Ken? What happened?
Blackfaced Ken. They blackfaced Ken for the porn?
Don't get me wrong, it's much hotter, but I don't know if it's fucking politically correct.
This audio is really going to fuck someone up who is listening to our podcast, who's like with their family and their children. Wow.
This looks like it was a fun
There's just a cuck in the corner jacking off.
Honestly, this feels like it was a fun shoot, and like I would be okay with directing porn like this.
Who books this? I want to do the voiceovers.
Guys, I might try my own version of this if I could find any dolls. That was good. That was fine. Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder if they actually sprayed something on. Is there a black Ken that I'm missing?
No, that was a sprayed Ken.
Does Black Barbie go by a different name? There are Black Barbie dolls, right?
Yeah,
For sure. I've had them. What's Black Barbie's name? It's not Black Barbie.
It's Black Barbie. Ask America. It's Black Barbie.
It can't be Black Barbie. It shouldn't be.
No, I don't know what Black Barbie's name is. Unfortunately, it's really Lisa. Her name's Lisa.
That's Lisa?
Yeah, Lisa.
Okay.
Right? Or was that her white friend?
I don't know.
I thought Black Barbie was Lisa.
I know that there's like a brunette Barbie who like everybody's like, yeah, keep trying, bitch. You're never gonna be Barbie.
Oh God, I felt that when she came out. I was like,
Me too. My
mom was like, let's go get the new Barbie. I was like, can I just get a second blonde Barbie?
Somebody got me one. She was like, look, she looks more like you because her hair's darker. And I was like, ew.
Yeah. My mom used to always try to get me like Puerto Rican dolls, and I'd be like, if it doesn't have blonde hair and blue eyes, get it away from me. I was like, don't bring those peasant spick Barbies into my life.
Fuck. That's fucked up. It's fucked up to have that genuine thought as a child. You're like, I don't want fucking brown Barbie.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
And it completely shifted the way that I love being brown now.
I know. I was actually just going to say that I think generationally, I hope at least, like, it seems like that's kind of a little bit of a thing of the past. Like, you definitely see kids playing with all different sorts of dolls and being like, this one's as beautiful as this one, which I love. Because, like, when I was a kid, I mean, I thought that I should pretty much, like, I thought I'd never have a boyfriend because my eyes weren't blue.
Right. Same. Same. I was like, you know what's unfair? That I get ashy. I was like so pissed. I was like, that I have to put like lotion on my legs.
But also, my white friends now you fucking look much younger, and you're gonna stay looking young because you've been putting lotion on since before you started aging.
I look like I've grown up in a moist glove. What can I say? Oh fuck.
Yeah, so anyway,
the news just emailed me back.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Can you read the email? Can you read the email on air?
Oh wait. Do you want to hear what I sent them?
Yes,
it's funny because this is after I'm done being angry. And they said, hello, why are you contacting us today? I said, I have a news tip. They said, what's your idea? I said,
should have said I have a hot take.
I said, went to go get a COVID immunity test at Omni Hospital on Apollo in Melbourne. The room was really unsanitary. She did not change gloves in between taking blood from one patient to another. Tests left open on the counters and in the sink, and the bottles they were using for testing had dried blood. Politely confronted the medical director, and he kicked me out loudly in front of everyone and threatened to call the police. I have everything on video. Check my Instagram story.
I like how it almost sounds like a plug at the end.
And follow Broad Topix, subscribe on YouTube, Gas Digital.
Follow me, leave me a review, like whatever. Also run my story.
And please run the story, put my name in it, and I want the doctor to watch it while I'm standing next to him like this.
So did they respond? Did they?
No, I guess this is just like one of those kickback emails telling me they got it.
God damn it. It was
and showing me my own dumb original email just so I can feel it.
Here's so you know how you were, the fucking state you were in 30 minutes ago when you wrote this.
This is who you were 40 minutes ago. Are you still her? It's like when you watch Netflix too long, but for your mental health. Hello, are you still her?
Oh my God. I'm not even sure.
Are you still this girl? Hello, are you still this girl?
You get mad at them for asking. You're like, of course I'm still her.
I'm still crazy.
Oh God.
I'm pissed. I want to get revenge.
I genuinely just can't stop thinking about how like Ken would literally come with a fucking scarf like tied around him with this fancy little like colorful scarf like tied around his neck. Like I've never seen a straight man.
Ken couldn't be more flamboyant.
He just couldn't be more.
Ken was like the first guy I dated in LA. I was like, he's not gay. Well, I was painting his nails.
Is that
true? Yeah. I was like, he doesn't know. No, we're not going to these two old men's mansion to swim because they fuck him when I'm not here. He says they're his friends. They're 60 and we're 22.
Is it me or does that sound like fun?
It was very fun.
I want that.
No, I don't think he cheated on me with Gambino.
Oh, fuck. Good times. I want a gay friend.
Yeah, but make sure he's not your lover first.
Good tip.
Make sure you don't love him is the trick to that.
Wow. You've had sex with a gay man?
I'm sure I've had sex with a few.
I love that because I love just thinking about like processing that after the fact and going through like all the motions in your head and imagining what that night was like and being like, should I have seen it? Do you know what I mean?
Right. You go back and you're like, well, the nail polish went from black to red to pink. So things are changing rapidly in those 9 months.
I feel like I would be analyzing every single move, every single sexual encounter to be like, should I have noticed that he wasn't into it? And am I not noticing that other straight guys maybe aren't into it and I'm fucking just blind? Like,
I don't think he was gay. I think he was bi. But.
Okay, that's fair. I have a gay friend who has had sex with one of my other friends who's a female. Mm-hmm. Before he came out. And then when he finally came out to all of us and he was like, I don't even want to say names, but he was like, girl, like not for anything, but like I held my breath through that. It wasn't you. It was just so hard for me. Like I was just trying to, like, yeah. But it had nothing to do with her. He just couldn't, he was like processing the fact that he was having sex with a girl and not being into it. Like
the man told me he held his breath through the sex with me. I would be so devastated.
I mean, yeah, I feel like it probably like hurt her a little, but he's just living his truth. Like we couldn't be mad at him for saying it, you know?
Yeah. Fuck. That's crazy.
Yeah. Should we wrap this one?
I guess so. I gotta get back to calling the news. I really hate to say it, but I got a news to be calling. I'm calling the radio station. I'm calling the news.
I want nothing more than to begin next week's episode with a segment of your fucking story on the news.
The news segment. Nothing is going to make me happier than if I get on a news segment for this and we could put it on Broad Topix. I'll be like this. And then the gloves.
Yeah.
They were dirty.
Yeah, I want you to pull a whole character, like be really extra if they come interview you.
And then they surrounded me and forced me to leave.
They pushed and they pushed and they pushed. You can see I was getting shoved here.
Yeah, I'm putting that out into the world. We're going to have a news clip next week, everyone. Stay tuned.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Broad Topix. I'm Kim Congdon, aka COVID negative baby girl. You can follow me on Twitter at Kimberly Congdon, on Instagram and TikTok at Kim Congdon. Alex?
You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at I am Alex Scar. Check out gasdigitalnetwork.com. You could sign up with promo code TOPIX30. That's TOPIX30. You're going to get a 30-day free trial, along with access to every single episode we've ever recorded, over 100 episodes on demand, whenever you want, in HD, all of the perks. And this promotion is going on until May 15th. So if you want your 30-day free trial, you got to jump on it now. That's gasdigitalnetwork.com, promo code TOPIX30.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.